Think about Pharaoh commanding these massive, invincible armies. Nimrod literally building towering monuments into the sky just to challenge the heavens. Karun burying his unmatched, sickening arrogance in deep, bottomless vaults of gold. Every single one of these figures stood at the absolute terrifying summit of human power, and every single one of them completely crumbled. They didn't just fade away slowly into history, no, they were overtaken by a sovereign inevitability. Why? Because there is a name above every earthly crown, a force beyond every single fortress. Today we are unpacking a theological reality so raw, so inescapable, that it's actually going to fundamentally shift something inside you by the time we finish. Al-Qahhar, the All-Prevailing. This is name 15 of the 99 names of Allah. And look, I really want us to approach this with a deep sense of awe, because this isn't just some distant historical description of an abstract deity. Not at all. We are talking about an active, present tense, breathing attribute of the Creator. It translates to the ever-dominating, the all-prevailing. This is a divine force that is literally unfolding across the cosmos and across your personal life at this exact second, completely shifting the foundations of what we even perceive as power. Now, beneath this name lies this brilliant, profound linguistic architecture. The Arabic language is incredibly deliberate, and digging into the roots always rewards us. So the root here is qaf ha ra, and that communicates this concept of total, irresistible conquest. But you've got to notice the grammar here. Allah chose the emphatic, intensive form, Al-Qahhar, not just Al-Qahir. That grammatical doubling, it signals absolute completeness. The monumental scholar Imam Al-Ghazali explained this perfectly in his work Al-Maqsad Al-Asna. He said this specific form designates a constant dominion that admits absolutely zero negotiation, zero exception, zero diminishment. It's absolute sovereignty, yesterday, today, and for literally every moment that has no tomorrow. And you know, this name isn't just reserved for cosmic, end-of-time events. It gets invoked in the most impossible earthly circumstances. Take the prophet Yusuf, peace be upon him. Betrayed by his own brothers, sold and unjustly imprisoned. He's physically surrounded by a system that worships these false scattered powers, right? But he issues a profound challenge from inside a literal cold stone prison cell. He says, "O my two fellow prisoners, are many scattered lords better, or Allah, the one, the all-prevailing?" He invokes Al-Qahhar. Here is a man behind bars, completely stripped of his worldly agency, and he's issuing one of the most powerful theological challenges in human history. He's not a victim, resigning to his chains. He is pointing directly to the only true power. That invocation from a single prison cell eventually builds into the ultimate courtroom of all existence. In Surah Al-Ghafir, the scene completely shifts to the day of judgment, the exact moment every single soul stands completely exposed. It asks, whose is the sovereignty this day? It belongs to Allah, the one, the all-prevailing. Every empire that thought it was untouchable, every verdict that was never delivered in this world, every single person who walked away free when they absolutely shouldn't have. It all converges on this one singular moment. There are no hidden files here, no attorney to twist the truth, no appeals, just the absolute, unavoidable reality of Al-Qahhar finally rendering the verdict. But listen, this divine attribute isn't only about cosmic scales and the end of time. It is the ultimate shield of the wronged. I want to shift gears for a second to the intimate, earthly reality of feeling just completely crushed beneath an injustice you have absolutely no earthly power to reverse. We all know people, maybe it's even us, who ache for a justice that just never seems to arrive in this lifetime. So what does Al-Qahhar mean for the person sitting with an unresolved wound right now? It means they are not defenseless. It means this name is their unyielding, unbreakable shield against oppression. The Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him, understood this very real, very raw human ache completely. When he was sending his companion Mu'adh ibn Jabal on a mission out to Yemen, he pulled him aside for this profound, private warning. He told him, guard yourself against the supplication of the one who has been wronged, for between it and Allah, there is no barrier whatsoever. No barrier. Not your social status, not geography, not the passage of time, nothing. If you are holding an unresolved wound from someone who wronged you, your case has reached the desk of Al-Qahhar instantly. It just bypassed every broken system of this world without a single barrier. And because of that, every single act of cruelty is meticulously recorded. As another authentic hadith warns us so clearly, oppression will be layers of darkness on the day of resurrection. Every moment of oppression, big or small, carries its own crushing weight straight into that final accounting. Al-Qahhar ensures that absolutely nothing escapes the divine ledger. History closes on every tyrant, eventually, and that ledger balances perfectly. So you aren't just waiting for justice to magically arrive. You're waiting for the justice that is already written to become fully, undeniably visible. Now, it is incredibly easy to look outward, right? To point at unjust systems, historical tyrants, and individuals who cause harm and say, that's where the prevailing power of Al-Qahhar is needed. That's external oppression. But Imam Al-Ghazali, he challenges us to look inward. He tells us that a true believer turns this incredible divine energy inward to subdue the tyrant of their own lower self. Think about the unchecked ego that constantly demands recognition, or the unguarded tongue that hurts the people we love, or that quiet fear that shrinks a person down until they actually betray their own core values. Invoking Al-Qahhar isn't just about seeking sovereignty over your external enemies, it's about allowing that absolute sovereignty to govern what rises unchecked inside your own heart. So how do we actually practically bring this into our lives? It requires a precise daily spiritual practice. Try this. Sit quietly after Fajr, before the loud demands of the day start pulling at your attention. Hold your hands open. Breathe with absolute intention and release a specific injustice by repeating Ya Al-Qahhar. Don't just make a vague generic prayer. Take that specific, heavy, unresolved weight. Maybe it's a professional betrayal, a deep grief, a broken relationship. Name it honestly and bring it straight to Al-Qahhar. Say, you see what I cannot fix. I release this fully to you. Guys, there is a massive transformative difference between passive resignation and strategic surrender. You aren't just giving up. You are strategically handing the outcome over to the Creator whose dominion was never in question. Let this reality completely anger you today. Al-Qahhar does not forget. He does not tire, and he absolutely does not negotiate down the truth of what happened to you. Classical scholars have noted that repeating this name with true intention builds an unshakable interior certainty. It gives you this quiet, deeply anchored knowing that all accounts balance perfectly in the end, regardless of how broken or corrupt our earthly systems might be. When you truly grasp the depth of this, you know what happens? The panic fades. The anxiety loses its grip. You can finally rest in the absolute, undeniable certainty of his prevailing power. So I'll leave you with this. What specific, unresolved weight will you strategically surrender to Al-Qahhar today? Don't just gloss over it. Think of that one thing you've been carrying for way too long and let it go into the hands of the All-Prevailing. If this exploration of Al-Qahhar shifted something in you, take some time to really sit with it today. Next time, we're going to bridge seamlessly to name 16, Al-Wahhab, the continuously generous giver. We'll discover exactly what happens when the one who prevails over absolutely everything chooses to give without limit. Until then, keep learning, keep reflecting, and hold on to that shield.
Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuhu.